17-year-old boy who we can't name because of his age. He's under 18. He's a juvenile in the eyes of the law, has appeared in court. It was a very brief hearing in front of a district judge, what we used to call magistrates. The defendant appeared in the dock. He was wearing a grey tracksuit. He was surrounded by, or there were with him in the dock, 3 prison officers. He arrived just around 9:30. You can see a huge police escort that accompanied him into the back of the court building, something like 8 vehicles. I think police were anticipating an angry crowd, but maybe it was too early in the morning for that, because there were no more than a few bystanders. So a hearing that lasted less than 10 minutes. The defendant in the dock, there were 20 or so reporters behind the dock. The defendant covered his face with the top of his grey tracksuit for most of the hearing. He wasn't asked to say anything. He looked at one point back at the media. The judge talked to him. Judge James Hatton spoke to him directly, addressed him by his first name, and explained to the defendant that he couldn't deal with any bail application, so explained that they would all have to move to the Crown Court to go before a more senior judge to see if he wanted to apply for bail. So that's happening now. After less than 10 minutes, he got up and walked from the dock. The 3 prison guards with him followed him out. And as far as we know from colleagues who were in court, the defendant is going to appear sometime today in front of a judge where, if he wants to apply for bail, he can be. But at the moment, he's been remanded in juvenile detention. We'll wait and see what more is said in front of the judge in the Crown Court, which I think I said is in the same building. I think there is an imperative to get as much of the formalities dealt with today because of the sensitivity, because of the potential for crowds gathering here. Police would rather, I think, that this is dealt with swiftly, so that they can, if he is remanded in custody by the judge, they can get the defendant away from court before too much attention is drawn to it. In fact, at one point, the district judge did say to the media, reminding them that this is a juvenile court. There are much heavier restrictions on what can be reported, not just the name of the defendant, but also a lot of what is said at this early hearing in a juvenile court can't be reported. The judge saying he was concerned about the number of journalists who had assembled in a juvenile court, certainly something the judge isn't used to. So it lasted less than 10 minutes. It's gone off to the Crown Court, and we'll bring you any update that we can report from that more senior court as the day goes on.